Good morning, Dave Snyder here. It is the 13th day of August 2014. Okay, so I just wanted to share this. I mean, this new way of doing the weather thing with where I darken this a little bit. You know, the settings. I go to the settings on Wonder Maps and I just lower the sensitivity of the satellite and bring it down to wherever you can bring it to here and just make it look. I think I like the dark area though. I think that adds to. It definitely adds to, because you can't see, there's nothing there, and those areas will definitely pay off. I've already seen it pay off. The black areas, they've already paid off a couple times, so I'm going to try to do it this way from now. Well, maybe not all the time, but whenever it seems to work out anyways. And I think it's a pretty good way to do it. It really shows a little extra, because otherwise we would just see this. We wouldn't see this. And I think that's showing a lot of stuff. That's definitely going to show something eventually important, I'm sure. I've already seen it a couple times over here in the past. Before I even knew about it, I just figured this out yesterday, or the day before, the darkening of the... I mean, look at that. It gives you a really nice pattern there, I think. Come on, bring it back. It should show it there. Oh, well. Bring it closer, I guess. Look at that. So, anyways, yeah. There was something else I wanted. Oh, and we're using weather here, and there are some days in the weather that show these prints on the Earth very clearly, very clearly. I mean, just beyond any doubt, they are the same print. Some days you have to work with what you got, but like this one, if you look on my channel page, on my YouTube channel, you'll see this same circular pattern in the same place. Well, it might be a little over to the, but it might be a little over to the west, and it might be a little to the east because weather moves. So it may not be directly over the area that was impacted, but we can see that it was somewhere in this area because we're getting the same pattern at the same diameter in a circular pattern actually. And we're getting that same thing more than, we're getting it often. Not every week, it's usually like this one right here. That one I just did was not too long ago. See that right there? That's the one. Look how much further over to the west it is than the one I just showed you. See, this one's right in the middle. It stops right in the middle of the United States. This one here, it's over at the Great Lakes here. So we got movement of the weather. So when I put the last video I did where I showed that, it could be a little to the left, a little to the right. It may not be right over the top, but it's somewhere in there. It's definitely somewhere in that area. This weather, because we know weather is projected from the surface of the Earth is projected into the sky as weather. That's the way I look at the world. I mean, because it is. You see the patterns in the sky that are on the Earth, so it has to be pretty much that way. I mean, some things we don't see because we're just getting pictures that are given to us by computers and machines and satellites and humans and whatnot. So we're limited to that. We're not going to get the Earth perfectly. We're not going to get the weather and everything perfect. We're just going to get what we get, and but we get it quite a bit. I mean, we've come a long way. in this stuff for sure. I mean, this is so revealing. I mean, you can learn a lot of things doing this, I'm telling you. Like you figure out the Grand Canyon. If you ever wondered what created the Grand Canyon, I'm sure doing this would help you figure that out. I haven't really came across any super proof or evidence showing how it was created or whatever, but I've tried quite a few times to do the Grand Canyon thing and just try to figure it, see the exact, perfect. And I have seen it a couple times, but it's always like I say, they don't give you everything that you need. If we had like super high definition images of the moon and the Earth, we would just blow our own minds. I mean, we would know everything. We would know so much, not everything, but we would know a lot more about this planet. I mean, it kind of sucks that there are people that actually do know about this already that haven't shared it with us, due to their own greed or whatever reason they don't share. I mean, there's other reasons too that I think are good reasons actually, and I think that not everybody should know this in a way. But I don't know. I'm conflicted in that area. I really am conflicted. Look at that right there, that spot. I bet you if you go look on the moon in the center of Imbrium, or not in the center, this would be like the center, but down here somewhere there's something in Imbrium that's right there, or Mare Oriental too, like I said. Here. But you see how this is all open on this side, and everything's kind of there's like a circle, and then this side is like open, and everything's blowing out that side. Well, if you look at Imbrium on the moon, we'll just go there and check it real quick. You look at Imbrium on the moon on the opposite side, not on this side, it'll be on this side. It's open. That side is open. If we can get on the moon, I'm having some. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so you see Imbrium. Now this is backwards because we're looking at the moon. So this would be the side that's closed, and this would be the side that's open. And you see, look, it's open. All this area is open compared to the rest. I mean, you see, there's got to be. I have seen this edge right here with binoculars. This ridge that's right here. Oh my goodness, it is so sharp and so high. It's crazy. I mean, you have to catch it just right to see it, because you have to see the shadows in order to really see the ridge there. There is definitely like this big ridge. So there's really defined edges here at the borders of this, at the edges of this crater. So this side is open, wide open. I mean, it's just like these are mountains. Say these are like cliffs, and this is like an ocean, and this is all open, and it's flowing out into this ocean or whatever. So it's basically like that. You look at things like that, and that'll help you align things and get it and confirm in your own mind that something's right, because you have to have that. You have to have that. Some people that are seeing the same things, you have to have that. For a while there, I was, getting a lot of bad feedback, and maybe it was I think a lot of it had to do with my attitude, because I was really pissed off about this whole thing. People, the whole thing being basically a lie, or something's a lie anyway. I mean, even if the moon didn't didn't hit the Earth, they're lying about something, because the weather fitting the way that it does with the moon is just, and them not telling you, that's one thing right there. That's, if they're not lying, they're not telling you. That's pretty much the same thing, because they're telling you something else. And I know from doing this for 4 years almost that they know about it, because I've seen the stages. Like I was explained before, I've seen their stages and their downgrading of things. I've seen that. They're step by step, the way that they come back and update things. They're supposed to be upgrading things, but they take away things and they make it harder to see things. And I've seen all that, enough of that to where I know that they know. I mean, how could they not know? How could you be NOAA or NASA and not know this when I know it? And you can see it. I mean, you got it. That's just the way it is. Nazis. They want it all. They want the world, and they don't want to share it with any of us. And we have Nazis running our government, president, everybody. Other countries too. I mean, they didn't lose the war. I can tell you that. Nazis did not lose World War II. You may think they did. They just found a new way to fight it, and that's by taking over corporations and controlling everything, monopolizing everything on the planet, basically. And then making it so that you have no access to anything that'll set them back in any way, as far as being smarter than them in education. They limit you in education so that you can't get up to the level where you need, or where you could be, or whatever. Some people, I mean, not everyone's limited, but they do that in like public schools, anyways, for sure. Public schools, they try to keep you dumb. They just want you to be go to work, pay your taxes, and do what everybody else does. And if you don't do what everybody else does, you're not, you're somehow eventually they'll find you as some type of criminal or something. Eventually, you just can't live off the grid. You have to have power. You have to pay the power company. You can't just have a solar house and tell them to fuck off. You have to. They have their little control, things, and they'll do everything. It's just bullshit. And So that's all Nazi, thanks to the Nazis winning the war. You know, our grandparents fought, you know, in World War II for this. This is what we get for what they you know sacrificed. This is what we get. I mean, America has been a great country for, you know, for a long time. But we've I don't know, we've kind of taken it for granted in a way, just because we thought it always would be this way, but or that way, because it's not that way. It's not that way anymore. So it's you know what I mean. Anyways, have a great day. I'm gonna go try to get to work and do something around here today. All right. Till next time.